What's going on, my trainer club? Today we're going to make sure you are ready, prepped to go for the Suicune Raids coming this Saturday. So welcome to the trainer club. Here we go. Welcome back, everybody. We're in Shibuya City, which is basically like a little suburb of Tokyo. And so we got a lot of things going on in the background. We have the wind coming. I had to duck out of Kyoto, which is about 2 hours inland, kind of towards the middle of the island, because there is a typhoon coming. So we're starting to see some of the winds here, but that is not important. What is important is getting ready and prepped to max out on these Suicune raids so that you can capitalize on the Stardust, which is the main focus of this event. So it's coming this Saturday, August 17th from 4 to 7 local time, and as always, which they haven't denoted, but it probably is going to happen, where they're going to have the 5 free raid passes every single time. So we're going to want to know exactly what to do to maximize, and that's what we are going to get into right now. So you're looking for that 100% IV, which if you want, you need to check out my full raid counter guide right here. That's where it's going to be, but I'll give you a quick breakdown of it right now. For level 20, 1704, and then it's going to be boosted under one condition, which is going to be rainy weather, and then that's going to put him at a 2130. So those are the 200% IVs to look for. His weaknesses are going to be electric and grass. If you want to see what my top counters and what my counter guide looks like, you definitely have to check it up here. Highly suggest doing that. And let me know in the comments below, how many Suicune are you planning to do? Is it gonna be good? I think the shiny's amazing. Do you plan to do little, or do you plan to just do a lot because of the Stardust? Let me know in the comments below. I'm super curious about that. Number one, we need to make sure that we know exactly how many raids we are planning to do. So we've done Entei, we've done the Raikou. How many raids have you done, and are you planning on doing the same, more or less? So as far as the Pokemon goes, which we'll get into, is the focus going to be for the Suicune, for the shiny, or for the Stardust, or is it going to be for all three? So as far as the water attackers go, I'm just going to let you guys know he is not the top water attacker, okay? I think you guys know that, but this event comes with a Stardust Premium with the star pieces. So we're gonna get into why you should do that and how to maximize on everything you need to know right now. As far as the pre-prep goes, what I suggest doing is timing up, number one, your best friends, ultra friends, and even great friends if they're right around this time. Usually I don't recommend egging for the great friends. However, since you're gonna be timing it up with others, you might as well get an extra 10,000 XP while you have the chance. So have that timed up, and you're gonna want to pop it, I would say an egg, maybe around 350, 355, get all those people popped and ready to go depending on their time zones and what's the best lined up for you, and then move on, because once you start this day, you're going to be going over in items. That's why it comes to my other tip, which is gonna be make sure to buy a little bit extra passes as far as how many raids you're gonna do. So if you're planning on doing like 20, have 25 passes just in case. The box right now is pretty solid. You get star pieces, you get incubators, you get 17 raid passes, which is above the 1-for-1 raid passes, so I suggest doing that. I don't know if they're gonna have a better raid pass, and even if they do come out with a box that is better, I'm not so sure that you're gonna get the incubators as well as the star pieces, which is gonna help you max out on other parts of this event during the time frame. The other thing I'm gonna recommend is that you clean out your Pokebag. You wanna have at least 200 spaces, because we are gonna be doing the raids, accumulating the Suicune, and we're also going to be having the Gacha, the Plus, or whatever you use that's an auto catcher to be catching in the background, because it's the best time and the best way to accumulate more Stardust in the background. So as far as the items go, you can Lucky Egg the whole time. I don't know if you need to, but if you're looking for the XP, it's definitely a great time to do it, because if you hit your friends' bonuses and you're lucky egging the whole time, you're gonna get a ton of XP. So you're gonna need 6 eggs if you do that. You're gonna need 3 star pieces. So those are the resources that you're going to need to max out on this Suicune Raid Day, which is heavily focused on the Stardust, because every single raid with a star piece on, 4,500 Stardust, which then leads me to my timers. So if you're doing eggs, you're gonna need timers every 30 minutes, set up and ready to go to interrupt your gameplay to remind you to put back on your lucky egg. As far as the star pieces go, you need it every hour. So you're just gonna have to have that in your mind, timed out. The other thing you can do is, let's say your egg expires and the next raid isn't for another 3 minutes, only pop that egg from the raid lobby, meaning you go into the raid, you go to items, you click on the lucky egg, and you have it sitting on your screen, and you can watch the countdown timer in the background. When you're at about 5 seconds, you click the egg, it will then pop, and then you can go into maximize. That's how you absolutely max out on the amount of XP and conserving your resources to betterment for your gameplay. That's exactly how I do it. But for star pieces, you want to put it on immediately because it's 1 hour anyway, and you could be catching Pokemon in the background with your gacha or your plus anyway, accumulating Stardust. The other thing, which was one of my tips to help you get prepped for the Turtwig Day, but if you have a lucky friend and you're really looking to get a lucky shiny Suicune, this would be a great time to time it up. You don't have to do the trade right as this day finishes. It doesn't really matter, but you can at least have some people lined up in your mind. And if you're looking to do a special trade that day, you can always do that. If you want more Suicune candy, I suggest trading with somebody that's at least 10 kilometers away from where you did your raids, because then you're gonna get at least 2 candies per trade on that. So when it comes to the day, right? Now we're getting onto my tip number 3 right now. The first 2 were basically getting you prepped and ready. The items bag is ready to go because when you're raiding this many times, if you're doing like 20, 30, your items is going to overfill. That's why you have the passes pre-bought, because you don't want to go in and have like 22 out of 2,000 items and then you're like, crap, I have to delete 200 items right now before I get a raid pass. The time is crunched, I can't do it, I missed the raid. That's not what we want to do. So as far as tip number 3 goes, right, we have everything prepped, we have our passes bought, we're ready. Now we're talking about what happens during the raid day. So during the raid day, number 1, the EX gyms that are active, or some of them that may not even be active, may not have a raid on it. So if you have a route and there's 2 EX gyms, just plan to not hit them, but have them slightly in the plan that if you see it during that day, you can go to them. That's what we do. We're like, okay, we're gonna go around this, but we're kind of going through it so we can make a small detour to hit this gym to best maximize on our gym density and that. The best way to do it is to start in gym density locations and kind of go from like one area of your town to the next, to the next, to the next. Unless you're in a downtown area that's like super condensed. Whoo, that wind. Typhoon is coming, baby. Stay safe. So you're having the density, right? The density of the town, the map is lined up. You're trying to take the least amount of left turns, the most amount of right turns, so you can max out. And you have a designated driver if you're driving. If you're walking, you guys are efficient. Meaning, whoever catches the Pokemon first, there's 2 strategies here. Whoever catches it first is going to be the one to get into the gym. That's if you're kind of trying to go a little bit slower, let everybody have some time to catch it. However, if you want to take it to the next level, whoever has the lowest is going to run from the Pokemon as soon as you're at the gym. From a distance, you can then click into the gym so the Suicune animation starts before you get there. As soon as you get there and pull up, you drop their pass in and the raid timer started. You want to have people start catching in the background, right? So as you're doing it with the timer counting down, you're counting out like 110, 100. At 50, if it's a decent amount of distance away, you have to run because you need at least 10 to 15 seconds if it wasn't already loaded to get that gym to load up, or else it will not load and that person could miss the raid, because about 14 to 12 seconds is about the area in which you are going to have to get in. So you want to have more time, give yourself a little bit extra, maybe that 10-15 seconds to number 1, get that gym to load depending on what your service looks like and how fast your phone loads, and number 2, to make sure that you don't miss too many of these. We want to stack up on these shinies, but most importantly, we want to stack up on that Stardust. 4,500 per raid with the gacha running in the background. You're going to be doing a lot of Stardust. This is not an event to shy away from just because Suicune isn't the number 1 attacker like Raikou was to electric, and similar to kind of like Entei was to fire. Suicune unfortunately doesn't hold its weight like that. We'll get into that later. And my final tip for during, I would suggest starting to get Pokeballs right now. You want to stock up on your red Pokeballs for your gacha in the background. You have to have this, because you're going to be catching a lot of Pokemon in the background while you're walking through spawn dense areas. I'm assuming that people are going to be having lures and stuff ready, so you need to have these red balls caught in the background. They need to be in your bag so that you can max out, because once your bag gets full, you're not going to be spinning Pokestops to replenish your balls, right? It's just not going to happen. You're going to have like 150 potions. You have your team set up, right? Everything's ready to go. My tip number 5 is just to encompass this all. Study this, be ready, and of course, have a lot of fun and be ready to get as much Stardust as you possibly can. I can't wait to see what you guys do. Look out for those 100% IVs. Make sure to be prepped and ready. Have your bag cleaned out, have your Pokeballs stacked up, have your gachas and pluses ready and charged, new batteries, whatever you need. Have your star pieces. You need 3, you need 6 lucky eggs if you're gonna do that the entire time. It is a good day to do lucky eggs because of how many raids that you can potentially do. You need to have your passes bought. You need to have all your Pokemon storage cleaned out so you're not going over and getting booted out of a raid. You need to have your route planned out, and you need to have your group. I suggest having a group of at least 7 to 10 people so you can take these guys down fast, because the faster you can get them down, the next level to get to the raids. And I also suggest doing it with best friends because you get the ball bonus in case you see a good one. So I would say as far as a good one, about 1690 and up. Everything under that, if you're planning a run from them, just go ahead and run from anything 1690 and below. So that's everything, guys. I appreciate all my likers, commenters, subscribers, my Patreon members for supporting me at that next level. I just want to take a moment and sincerely thank all of my Patreon members, everybody that has taken their subscription to the next level and chosen to support me on this platform. I greatly appreciate you guys. As a growing channel and really trying to grow and improve as much as I possibly can, I really appreciate the extra support. You guys mean the absolute world to me. I cannot wait to connect with you soon, and I appreciate you guys all for being a part of the Trainer Club. I will see you guys out on that next video.